welcome to a super duper exciting edition of Inside Mini Weekly, the last one of the 2018-2019 school year.
Scary.
True.
And hopefully we get renewed for another season. I'm Ryan Boni, Kevin Bastos.
Why are we here? We gotta go to
Oh,
Otters.
yeah, it's to see Otters. Look, they're
swimming.
doing stuff. Well, they were doing stuff.
Well, there's
Someone's
someone
moving.
out there. Someone was out there with boots. There were 3 otters out there, and we can see into the water now. This is amazing.
There comes one. Here comes.
Oh, look at this.
Now we're talking.
It's the greatest Otters Day ever. Look at all that swimming, and
You have to actually see it, though. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm liking it.
Hey! They cut to it just in time to see the water clear.
Yes. Perfect. There's one in. There's one in the.
There, look!
Look at that. See Otters.
Got away.
Justin Pinto. No, we're still on it. This is very exciting.
Oh.
So
They waited for our season finale.
The big finale. You've been waiting all this time. It's been a tease for the first 18 episodes of the
Other
season.
exciting things today.
let's just.
Mrs. Hodge Frick is joining
Yes.
us in a couple of minutes.
She
is? Yeah, the control room's a little
knew?
busy. So
Oh,
she's
is it
coming
busy?
out.
Okay, good.
And Kelsey Sylvester will also be joining us in studio.
Yeah!
Offer their opinions on the summertime movies.
I haven't even looked at the summer list.
But
I haven't
first,
either.
Did we get a rundown?
We did not.
Didn't.
I know. It's
But-
a little
Well,
surprising.
hey, here it is.
Usually
wait a
I
minute.
get the rundown like in the middle of night.
That looks like last week's rundown.
it is.
Because
Well,
Aladdin was not number 1 this weekend.
let's take a look
heard.
at the big charts for the last weekend.
Although it did do surprisingly well, honestly.
Aladdin
in my
or-
opinion. Aladdin.
Well,
For second week?
Bonai was poo-pooing it. He was
Poo-pooing?
saying it came below
Well, it came-
estimates.
yeah, well,
made $42 million in a second. I mean, that's a lot of
53.
money.
I agree.
down.
I agree.
and Godzilla. Actually, the whole
Weekend.
industry was kind of weak. They called it a tepid weekend, as Godzilla only made 49 million.
They said disappointing below the 50-55.
I think
the
someone
studio
was just trying
expected.
to use the word tepid.
Tepid.
Sounds like a challenge in the writing room. Here's the words we have to use this week. They have a whole year-long list. Oh, this week's tepid. Can we do it? It wasn't. Made $1 million less. Tepid weekend. Okay, good job. Cross that one off. Bingo.
Woo!
And then less tepid news. So Rocket Man was number 3. In a gross to budgets kind of ratio, it's okay. 25 million against.
I heard it actually
Against
outperformed
40.
what it was thought to do. And
So
same
did
with
I.
Ma.
So did
Ma,
I.
I heard
But-
We must have
overperformed.
been listening to the same radio station this morning.
I just read Box
Oh, you
Office
just-
Mojo, which they might have read it
I
and
would
then
not
talked
doubt.
about it.
I would not doubt.
And the problem for Rocket Man, of course, is going to be it's going to have this Bohemian Rhapsody comparison, which did, a crazy amount of business. So it's going to look poor in comparison.
This is
to
awful to say. I think Queen is infinitely more cool
Sure.
than Elton John is.
I wasn't going to say
can't-
cool. I was going to say popular. I feel like there's more of a following.
I think people would
More-
recognize more Elton John music, but it doesn't have that.
I think
Glam
I think
to it,
Queen has more
maybe.
a more rabid fan base.
Yeah.
That'll right like way more follow
Well, what's strange too is the first trailer. I don't know. Do you remember the first trailer you saw for Rocket Man?
I never saw
it.
one.
Okay,
I never saw
Saw
it.
the theater, and it felt like it was going to be a complete just fantasy musical kind of thing, based on the music of Elton John. And then Bohemian Rhapsody came out. I think it was when Bohemian Rhapsody came out. I saw it as an opening trailer or whatever. And then Bohemian Rhapsody did really well. And all of a sudden, all the trailers now started to make it seem more like a biopic, even though it says musical journey based on Elton John's life kind of thing.
I've not seen Bohemian Rhapsody. I have not seen
Oh,
Rocket
you
Man.
should. It was worthwhile.
But did you see Godzilla King of Monsters? Did you go see
I
Godzilla
don't
King of
need
Monsters?
to see Godzilla 1, and I need to finish Kong of Skull Island.
I think the last Godzilla movie I saw was the Matthew Broderick one.
Matthew Broderick, Jean Reno.
I don't know what. you
Jean
said.
Reno, the professional.
Oh, yes.
The actor.
Yes. I think you said genre. No.
John Reno?
John Reno?
I was like, what?
Genre.
Genre. No.
Close.
What's the genre of Godzilla? No.
It could be an accurate
You're welcome, audio. person.
themo sometimes. But I know they have this big. They want to do the monster universe.
Yes.
Right.
And I started watching Kong of Skull Island one night, and I was like, "This is going to take me to like 1:15. I can't do it
That
now."
movie's beastly.
And it
good.
was. I really enjoyed the opening. I really enjoyed like the first 30 minutes of it. It was, and I own it. I should really just put it in
You should.
the player and
It was
watch it.
very good.
But then I felt like I should watch Godzilla first because isn't Godzilla before that?
I terrified my
And then
10-year-old
Kong.
child by making her watch that.
Well, I
Kong
mean,
Skull Island.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like this. I feel like this whole genre is, well, of course, I guess if you could look at superheroes were kind of campy in people's minds up until Superman and Batman and going on. But I feel like Godzilla, at least from the American perspective, has always been very, very campy. And then when they first tried to make
Well,
it
it was
more realistic.
really
I know he's
low budget-esque.
Like the
Originals
films from,
and then
yeah.
they just kept making them. There's like 32
Sure.
before the Matthew
and
Broderick one
they're
came
pretty
out.
bad.
Some of them are not.
Some of those are person in a bad suit.
But Godzilla is also like a national treasure in Japan. You know,
He's but yeah, then the Matthew Broderick one, then they redid it again, and then they
Wasn't
went
that one?
the redo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
And
see-
what
when you
year was
watch
that?
it-
I don't think it was that long ago.
Well, there was Godzilla 2009,
okay.
and then there was a Godzilla like in 2014, I believe. And the 2009, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it was 2009. I did not read the Godzilla in-depth article. I didn't go down the box.
That's a lot of Godzilla.
The budget's $170 million.
That's a lot
But
of
it made
Godzilla
$170 million
movies.
already, I think, if you count the global.
Global, yeah.
Yeah, it crushed globally. I think it's made I think it's made all its money back.
Was the Broderick one in the 90s?
I think it was like 2000, 99, 2000 was that one.
felt like that was because that was
Could have been
shortly
earlier,
after.
maybe.
If only someone had gone through the rundown.
Let's look it up. I think it was what was shortly after because Roland Emmerich did it right. And it was shortly after
Day after.
Independence Day, right? And
And Independence Day was 96, wasn't it?
And then
I think it was like 98 or something.
It could have been even early. It could have been. It was
1998 is Godzilla.
Godzilla 98.
Right here.
Look at that.
You're welcome.
Interesting.
So I was trying to look at the
Movies that have Godzilla in them that are not about Godzilla, which ones made the most money? Box Office Mojo could probably tell you.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty interesting.
There's a Godzilla toy on the shelf. It's an Avengers. It made $838 million.
So they had an original sequel designed for that one. It got canceled because the movie was claimed to have
It wasn't really. It didn't do great.
super well.
Well, it's also in the 90s when, like, the money we look at box office now in the 90s are not the same kind of
No.
money. It used to be $100 million. It was an unbelievable success.
The budget for the film was like $72 million. Remember when Waterworld budget finally came out? They were like, the budget was
200 million.
200 million. Everyone's like, what? I can't believe. But I do remember hearing somewhere that it finally covered its budget like 10 or 12 years after its release.
As it should.
Well, it's become a
It's
classic.
underrated classic.
I don't know if it's underrated.
Maybe inappropriately related.
It's not great.
It is certainly
It's not as bad as they
mediocre.
said it is.
Right. It's not as awful as
Yeah.
people thought it was.
You know.
Sorry, it took me a while to get here. So
Like what? Cat in the Hat?
I was thinking The
pretty
Postman.
awful.
Isn't that one pretty awful with Kevin
I
Costner?
liked The Postman. I may be the only person in the world.
Hasn't
who did
Dances
not
with Wolves
hate it.
gotten worse with age? And
Dances with
Waterworld's
Wolves? Oh,
Best Picture.
I know. I didn't vote for it. I didn't vote for it. Did not vote for Dances with Wolves. I remember everyone was talking about how great it was, and then there were a few. Crash was the same kind of way. I was like, it's great, and then everyone's like, oh, maybe not great.
You know, maybe the last year's movies just weren't that good.
Even like the last couple years. What's the one where everyone danced all the way through the movie?
La La Land?
La La Land. Did that win or not win? That
I
was
think
the
it
not win.
did not win.
Not
Remember, it was
It was
one.
announced.
announced
No.
and then
And what beat it? I will still say the water one with the girl falling
Shape
in
of Water.
love. That was terrible.
No,
that
what was
movie
it?
is awful.
What was it that won
And
that
Robin's
year?
dad thinks it's great.
Well,
I was like,
people. I always tell people I have better things to do than tell you what you think you should like in
truth.
movies.
I understand.
You know?
And listen, people way smarter with me, way more involved in the industry, way more money
it was
than me.
Moonlight that ended up
Yes.
winning it. Over La
Remember
La
the one that was a silent film a couple of years ago that won? That
Well,
movie
see, but
was
they get
terrible.
Hollywood goes so crazy when they do something like, oh, a silent film. Yes,
Right.
so artsy,
Artsy.
so well done.
It must be deep.
It must be
because
great. I don't
get
understand anything that
it
happened.
or like it, but I'm voting for it to win.
But I want to seem
More of
cutting
this.
edge.
That's right.
Great.
Right.
So the
You just don't understand.
The Godzilla reboot. So we had the original '98, and then so the newest version was, of course, directed by Gareth Edwards. Was 2014, and then we have the current one, Godzilla King of the
There was nothing
Monsters.
between 98 and 2014?
Not from Hollywood.
Okay.
There might have been some Toho foreign adaptations. Godzilla 1985 was in 1985. Does that count?
Got it.
Interesting. You don't say.
When was King Kong 1976?
Well, so There was the Millennium period, Godzilla 2000 Millennium, Godzilla versus Mega. They're always that way.
Mega
Garrus.
something.
Then Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, giant monsters all out attack.
He's talking through his hand a little.
Against
I didn't mispronounce it. You didn't understand.
Mecha
what I said.
Godzilla, Godzilla Tokyo SOS, and Godzilla Final Wars. And then we had Shin Godzilla, Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, Godzilla City of the Edge of the Battle, and Godzilla the Planet Eater.
It's a lot of Godzilla. Who knew there was this much appetite for Godzilla in the?
There is.
So
There
total,
is.
there's
Amazing.
been 32, 36, 37, 40 different Godzilla movies that have been released.
Holy smokes.
And we have Godzilla vs. Kong coming, of course, next year.
Next year.
I heard the King Kong's going to get bigger. Like he keeps growing.
How much bigger can he be than
Bigger.
King Kong?
He's still smaller than Godzilla.
Well, that's true,
He's
yeah.
bigger than he was.
Well,
You know,
I'm just
a
excited.
lot of testing at that island. You don't know what happened. A lot of radiation,
Skull Island.
right? Isn't that what they were doing? A lot of radiation. Yeah. And that's how the movie starts.
Also beating up on dinosaurs.
Well, what else would you do?
I'm sorry, I've spoiled it for you.
I don't think you have.
5-year-old
I'm pretty sure you have not.
Ouch. X.
So we got 10 minutes left in our final show. Let's go through the summer. Is there anything you're excited about? We'll kind of go through this what? This show or this Dark Phoenix?
Yeah, man.
Are you excited?
I am.
Okay.
I do. I like the X-Men movies. I think they're woefully underrated. Kids don't want to see them at all. But they were the first great superhero movies, and I think have held up pretty well. I was watching them over the weekend. The ones that I thought were bad are still not good, but the ones that I loved are still pretty excellent. Hold up pretty well. Get that? Pretty excellent. You're welcome.
I do now.
You're welcome, everyone.
So,
You're welcome.
we also have Secret Life of Pets and Late Night. I'm sorry, Secret Life of Pets 2, obviously, and Late Night coming out this Friday. The 14th, we've got Shaft. We've got
I don't want to see Shaft, but I was incredibly entertained by the preview I saw for it that has like 3 generations of Shafts in it. It's got the original, as I'm blanking on his name. Who was the Shaft like in the 70s?
I don't know.
the
I want to say Roundtree, but I don't think that's it at all.
All I know is the guy who sang the song.
does he count?
He's dead, so be
I don't think he's in the movie
Pretty
then.
impressive.
I'm not- he's not in the
they
movie.
got him in the movie.
Well, they had some B footage from back in the day.
He was the guy from South Park. He played Chef on South Park. He did the voice.
Richard Roundtree. Yeah,
Richard Roundtree.
He's the
Okay.
original.
Wow, impressed.
It looked like him and Samuel L. Jackson and like a kid.
That's fantastic.
And I have no idea why they're all together.
Got the Sam Jackson one.
Yes, he's in this
I
one.
think I saw it. I honestly don't know if I saw it or the preview for it.
Who knows? I think you have an idea what happens in the movie.
Yes.
I'm not going to see it. Though.
Shaft,
Not
kicks
excited
and
at all.
takes.
And Men in Black International's been getting a lot of airtime lately.
I'm kind of borderline interested, but I just don't think I'm going to see it.
Did
I
you
never
see the
mind
last-
movies. That's all 3.
Okay, the third one was...
Not as good as the other 2, but
Well, I thought the second one was the worst one.
I thought the 2 and 3 were not real great, but I still was entertained while watching them. Not mummy entertained with Brendan Fraser, but entertained.
The one where the person went away into space at the end of it, I was like, oh no, this is awful.
I do really do like Chris Hemsworth though.
Oh yeah.
And have he's started to embrace his comedic
Oh, yeah.
sides.
He's great.
become really, really
Oh
good.
yeah, that's a great turn for him.
Part of this is him driving me wanting to see it. But
Did you ever see that really bad horror movie he was in?
no, I don't do horror movies very often.
Cabin in the Woods or something? Oh, okay. You should look up, not watch it. I know you don't like horror movies, but there's a segment of, and it's a cheesy B horror kind of a movie.
I do really appreciate Evil Dead. Those are like the only 3 horror movies I like.
Those are deep horror movies and bridging over, like very self-deprecating.
Yes.
The first one tried to be very serious.
Then
and
they
this-
remade it and not serious at all.
Right.
Evil Dead 2 is exactly Evil Dead, just
Just
a little bit more
totally different people.
Yes.
Yes, different people playing the same people as last time.
Yes.
You will kill right away.
And you
Ending
know,
is different, but it's not.
no. And then Army of Darkness, they just really embraced the
Oh,
comedy. Yes.
did I tell you I saw the premiere of that? Opening day.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Fantastic.
You're welcome.
It wasn't midnight though, was it?
No, it was like 10 o'clock. They didn't have
know, that's
midnight
what I'm saying.
movies in Marietta, Ohio. But we watched both of them. It was in college.
They're
a lot
short.
of
They're not long.
raucousness in college.
They're not long
no, it was
movies.
3 hours. It was at a fraternity house. The president of the fraternity welcomed us into his house. I still remember those 2 guys, obnoxious sons of guns. They sang very loud. And then we all went to the movie theater and watched the film.
Wow.
Have you ever watched Bruce Campbell vs. Army of Darkness? The show.
I don't think I have.
There's a show about him. He looks exactly the same.
It's incredible.
He did a Western show for 1 year on Fox, too.
Yes. Bruce Campbell's all over
He's
the place.
amazing.
He is. He is.
The following week, of course, we got the big Toy Story 4 going to be
Gotta see
released.
it.
Child's Play. You excited about
No
the return of
interest.
Chucky? I just saw Amazon's got a, 6-pack or whatever of the Child's Play movie.
Somebody was saying they were doing an
$20
app,
or something.
like you can change your face into a Chucky doll or some such thing.
That's fantastic. Them that follow. I'm kind of excited. I may have mentioned this last week. Yesterday, I don't know. I have this feeling like this could be a fantastic movie,
Who's
or it
in
could be
it?
really awful. So it's basically the.
He's leading in.
Oh,
Go ahead. I never heard of it.
What movie?
So yesterday is the basic premise is that the Beatles never happened.
Oh,
I
I saw that promo yesterday. I was like, that's a
it
great
could be
idea.
great, or it's going to be terrible. And I
Right.
don't know which it's going to be. I
Right.
really hope it's going to be.
Like they were pumping him lyrics. He was talking about "Hey Jude," and they were like, "How about Hey Dude instead?" It's like, no, that's a terrible idea.
Okay.
but
Only one person remembered the Beatles existed, and he was going back and redoing all of the songs.
Okay. Annabelle 3. I saw the trailer for Annabelle 3 yesterday on TV. I
So
didn't
this
know.
is like the 6th movie in the Annabelle series.
well,
now?
there's that
Well,
loose connection.
right.
But this is the third Annabelle.
Okay.
And of course, in July, as the picture shows, we got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is, as Mr. Tarantino keeps reminding us, it's his 9th film. Before that, of course, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
I'm excited
Now
about
that we've
Spider-Man.
watched the trailer that spoiled the ending of Endgame,
Well, hey.
but
But wasn't the fact that there was a Spider-Man Far From Home coming out and
but it could have been a different time, right? I mean,
he was in the promos?
all right.
Just trying. I'm trying it out here.
We got Lion King, July 19th. David Crosby, Remember My Name, if you're going to be checking that one out. And, of course, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which looks pretty great, but,
I think it's a
Tarantino is
great idea.
very- Yeah,
Is it how many movies did Tarantino say he was going to make?
10.
So this is 9.
9, and
So he's
he
got one more.
wants to do a Star Trek movie. He wants to do a very subversive R-rated Star Trek movie. Whether he
Or
actually
we're going to
does-
get some other
or it's gonna
random
be-
crazy.
Or it's going to be Kill Bill 3. And,
I mean, yay.
The Rock.
and of course, we got the spin-off because The Rock and
We haven't had a Rock movie in a long time.
It's been
I mean, it's been like
6
I
months.
was going to say 6 months. Seems like 20 years.
There was that month where like 4 different Rock movies came out. So
I'm just making up for it. So we got Fast Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. We'll have to see if Vin Diesel and The Rock ever appear with each other again. Because
They will. There's dump trucks of money out there.
okay, good. Is there anything else? I just finally saw the full trailer for Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
I saw that as well.
I don't know what.
In movies that are like
what
10
we
years too late.
No. If it's promoted towards the right age group, like someone in the studio here is chuckling. My guess is more than a few kids grew up watching Dora and now can go choose the movies and pay for them on their own. Will go and
I
see that
was
movie
shocked.
with or without chemical enhancement.
I was shocked with how many kids saw Detective Pikachu.
Right.
I was shocked. That was
Kids or like 14-year-olds.
like high school kids.
Right,
Like
that's-
I was talking to high school kids, and they're like, "I saw it." I'm like, "Really? I never thought you guys would be back into Pokemon." They're like, "No, I went and saw it. I had to." I was like, "Interesting."
But Dora really only has 1 week because the following week, Angry Birds movie 2 will be released. So,
I thought the first one would be a terrible bomb, and here we are, sequel time. So who knows?
and then
Oh, there you go,
in
bud.
I'm gonna go
September,
see it. Got
of
to.
course, we got to hit chapter 2. How many chapters are we going to go? We're going to go
2, hopefully. They're splitting the second chapter into 4 movies. Each
Chapter
one
2?
is 14 minutes long.
And
There's
I think
a 2-minute sign.
I think real quick before we bring on maybe a special guest here, the big battle of the summer is going to be on Friday, September 20th. Downton Abbey goes up against Rambo: Last Blood, pulling at the same audience.
It's gonna be a tough one.
It's going to be wild.
Sit down here, special guest.
So, we want to thank our crew for the entire year.
Both of them.
And our fan is here.
Our fan!
Kelsey Mullan is here.
Sit down. I'll jump in and run camera.
So tell us favorite parts of Inside Media Weekly. What
man.
excites you most? What are you going to miss most?
I'm gonna miss most. It's just a fun dynamic, like.
We have
it's
2
just-
fans.
It's a hoot.
We have 2
Oh,
fans.
yeah. Mr.
Kelsey,
Redford couldn't be
Mr.
here.
Redford, the other one.
Yeah, it's just fun. Like, I don't know. It's nice having like an outlet that like supports media. I don't know.
So you have
There's
a movie
not-
you're excited about this summer?
I'm pretty excited for The Lion King.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty
I think we skipped it.
stacked up.
No, I think you said it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so many live action Disney movies. You just go right over.
I
it.
know.
A couple weeks, we're gonna have a new
Yeah,
one.
yeah, exactly. We had Dumbo.
Move.
Other left.
Oh, making adjustments on the.
Wow.
Since Kelsey is our entire studio crew today.
Yeah.
She can't run camera and.
And the TV's behind you. You couldn't see.
That's true. There's some- predictions for this weekend, since we can even yell out to Mr. Bastos. Secret Life of Pets 2 have any chance against Dark Phoenix?
I think
Yeah.
Secret Life of Pets 2 will win.
So do I.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No hope for the Secret
No.
Life? Okay.
I think Dark Phoenix will make
Dark
like
Phoenix?
30 million.
Okay.
But I think Pets will make 50.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
both
It's a
gonna-
bigger audience.
Okay.
It's in more theaters, I noticed, which I found
Yeah.
kind of surprising.
I'm
It is
not.
4,400 versus 3,500. Okay. We have no one to give us cues. Bastos, how
Yeah.
much time we got left?
Probably like
You're
a
done.
minute. Oh.
Oh, the show's over. That's all the time we have for on this edition of Inside Media Weekly. Thank you, Kevin Bastos, Justin Pinto, Kelsey Mullan for being on at the last second here. We'll see you hopefully in the fall if we get renewed. Thanks for
Patrick
joining us
Sylvester.
on Inside Media Weekly. See ya.